When it comes to wealth, there are few groups that have more than royal families. While modern tech CEOs or luxury brand magnates can afford fancy mansions all over the globe, royal families can scoop up palaces all over the world. While A-list celebrities are flying around on private jets, royal families are taking their private helicopters to their $500 million yachts. But there is no royal family more wealthy than the royal family of Saudi Arabia, with an estimated net wealth of over $1.5 trillion. The family has one of the biggest fortunes on earth. Today, we're going to take a look at the royal family, specifically the King of Saudi Arabia, Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud. We'll explore his rise to power, his dozens of lavish properties, and even the controversy and corruption that swirls around him. King Salman is a member of the House of Saud, the ruling family of Saudi Arabia that can be traced back to the 1700s. The family earned almost all of their immense wealth from oil, and to this day, they're earning money from it still. King Salman was one of 45 sons born to Ibn Saud, the first king of Saudi Arabia. From the beginning, he lived a life of luxury, one of the Suderi Seven, the seven sons of his father's favorite wife. He was one of the most respected children in the royal family. He was raised in Maruba Palace, a prominent palace outside of modern-day Riyadh. The palace was a spectacle in its time. 2 stories with 32 rooms, servant quarters, lush courtyards, ornamental carvings, and at the time, the only electricity and telephones in Saudi Arabia. King Salman went to school to get an extensive education, but he didn't go to any random school. His father, the king, created a school called the Prince's School that was made just for his sons and the children of important business people. Imagine having enough money to build an entire school just to educate your kid. When he turned 19, King Salman got his first job in the kingdom. In 1954, he became the deputy governor. Then, in 1963, he became the provincial governor. His power as governor lasted for 48 years. During that time, he helped develop Riyadh from a small desert town into the booming metropolis that it is today. He oversaw the building of malls, museums, and luxury businesses to pull wealthy tourists into the city. During this time, he was adamant about developing healthy relationships with Europe and the West, which further helped stabilize Riyadh financially. As time passed, his role only grew. In 2011, he became the second deputy prime minister and the minister of defense, the latter of which would bring controversy to his power. That power only became more controversial when he became king in 2015, after the passing of his older brother. In 2015, he ordered the bombing of Yemen after the royal family in Yemen fled the city to escape an uprising. During this time, Saudi Arabia committed multiple war crimes against Yemen, including the destruction of a camp that housed civilians displaced by war. Cluster bombs were used, and altogether, over 100,000 civilians were killed in the fighting. That being said, most criticism for the ruling family is directed at one individual, King Salman's son, Prince Mohammed bin Salman. Even Prince Salman's rise to power is marred by controversy. The former crown prince, Naif, was removed from his position of power and replaced by Prince Salman. When he was replaced, he was put under house arrest, removed from all his political positions, and hidden from the public for months. In fact, dozens of rival princes, billionaires, and political powers have been put under house arrest, arrested for corruption, and exiled from Saudi Arabia since Prince Salman has rose to power. The most controversy, however, came with the murder of Jamal Khashoggi. Jamal was a well-known journalist who had become increasingly critical of the royal family, specifically Prince Salman. Jamal was murdered by Saudi Arabian officials at the Saudi consulate in Istanbul. By 2018, the CIA determined that Prince Salman had ordered the murder. That being said, nothing will come of the killing. There will be no murder charges filed and no pushback from the public, simply because the family is so wealthy. How wealthy are they exactly? Well, as I said earlier, the royal family earned almost all of its money on oil. The state-owned oil company, Saudi Aramco, is the backbone of the royal family's fortune. Saudi Aramco is considered by many to be the wealthiest company in the world by revenue. They have the world's second largest crude oil reserves and the largest daily oil production in the world. In addition, many members of the royal family have jobs and own shares of companies around the globe. King Salmon was implicated in the Panama Papers for using an offshore company in the British Virgin Isles to take out mortgages on his luxury property in London. The mortgages totaled $35 million, and those luxury homes aren't the only properties owned by King Salmon. In total, he has 4 palaces at his disposal, each more extravagant than the last. Al Yamamaka Palace is stunning, a sprawling estate in Riyadh. As the primary residence of King Salman, it looks exactly as you would expect. The massive home has ornate marble floors, intricate crown molding, geometric carvings, expensive silk carpets, and crystal chandeliers. Hand-painted wall panels are coated in gold, which only adds to the royal feel of the building. Al Uja Palace, a smaller palace outside of Riyadh, is just as impressive. The home features hand-carved walls with traditional Arabic designs and antique furniture that costs more than most people's homes. Mosaic flooring that's been carefully placed shines throughout the home, really detailing the amount of craftsmanship that went into making the palace. Perhaps the most well-known of all his palaces, Urja Palace, has been in the news often. It is his newest, the biggest, and the most ostentatious out of all the homes. Silk carpets are found in every room. Imported Italian marble coats every hallway, every ballroom, and every bathroom. Nearly everything in the palace is gilded. Even the trash cans are made from solid silver. When Obama visited the palace during his presidency, it was hard to miss the solid gold tissue holder in between the gold chairs he and King Salman sat in. And while King Salman's wealth is clear to see, he's a bit more secretive than his son. King Salman is known to have millions of dollars worth of property in London, but all of them are hidden behind company names to hide them from the public. Prince Salman, however, wants the world to know how wealthy he is. He was all over the headlines in 2015 for buying the world's second most expensive home, Chateau Louis IX. The home cost $301 million and is located just outside of Versailles, which seems a bit fitting. Designed in the style of French palaces, the home appears to be a mansion fit for Marie Antoinette herself. But in fact, the home is one of the most modern I've ever seen. The grounds cover 57 acres of lush French gardens, courtyards, tennis courts, and squash courts. The home itself is surrounded by a moat filled with fountains that can be operated using an app. The color of the lights can be adjusted, and the height of the water can also be adjusted, meaning Prince Salman can design his own Bellagio experience right in his front yard. There's a huge infinity pool with a deluxe jacuzzi for relaxing in, but that isn't the only relaxing space. The home has a meditation room that is underneath the moat. The meditation room has plush white couches and serene views of koi and sturgeon swimming in the water all around. Naturally, a palace of this size has more bedrooms than it needs. There are 10 bedrooms, all with a flashy Rococo flair, including gold wall panels, pastel paint, and chandeliers. With over 50,000 square feet, there is plenty of space for Prince Salman to entertain in. There are handfuls of ballrooms, reception rooms, and formal dining rooms, all of which are dripping with the most expensive chandeliers and gold finishes. When his royal duties become really exhausting, Prince Salman can invite his friends over to party in the mansion's nightclub. The mansion is connected to a 3,000-bottle wine cellar, and it contains a full dance floor, sound system, and surprisingly, a ton of expensive art. With his fortune, Prince Salman has bought quite a few historic pieces of art. He bought a Leonardo da Vinci for $450 million, but when you're a prince, you've got money to burn like that. Prince Salman bought the world's most expensive yacht, Serene, for 500 million euros. The yacht has over 6 decks of luxury, full of amenities that many 5-star hotels don't even have. There are dozens of wet bars, lounging areas, and formal sitting areas. Each entertaining space has floor-to-ceiling windows, allowing for stunning views of the ocean. There's even chandeliers hanging above the grand pianos. The rooms are impressive, with sleek colors and large beds. Altogether, there are 12 staterooms and enough space to carry 40 people on board. On the decks, the real partying can happen. Serene features a saltwater swimming pool with a retractable glass room, thought not to be the only one in the world. Off the pool, there is a luxurious spa area with a sauna, a hammam, and even a snow room. What I find the most interesting aspect of the yacht, however, is the indoor climbing wall. Big features like that really add up to that high price tag, and I love feeling like I'm climbing mountains on a boat. Before Prince Salmon purchased it, the yacht was rented out by Bill Gates for $5 million a week. So, there you have it, a look at the wealth of the royal family of Saudi Arabia. What do you think of their rise to power? And what would you do if you had that kind of money? Let me know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Oh, and turn on post notifications. As always, I'm Mr. Luxury. Pip pip to doodly-doo.